Welcome to Sri and Kira Live. As our world spins seemingly out of control, we are all experiencing time speeding up, chaos shifting to a new level, and a yearning to know the greater mysteries of the universe. What does it all mean? Visionary spiritual teachers and best-selling authors Sri Ram Kaur and Kira Ra explore these mysteries, offer live soul readings, and invite you to open up your mind, body, and spirit to the paradigms that are shifting. Bringing you fresh perspectives and timeless wisdom, here are Sri and Kira.
Namaste. Welcome, everyone. I am wisdom teacher Sri Ram Kaur.
And I am Kira Ra, and I am so delighted you are here with us right now because we are releasing the drama and claiming the abundance. And you know, Sri, this is a very hot topic. We have been getting so much listener mail on this, and we've even pulled some of that listener mail that we're going to be reading on the show today and responding to on the show today. And remember that you can always say and connive with us, so to speak.
We're interested in what you have to say.
We sure are. And so remember that you can always call in live during the show at 888-627-6008, and you get in the queue. And of course, we always welcome your emails, and you can always send those to guest at shriandkiraradio.com. That's
guest at Sri and Kira Radio. Well, listen, you know, I think it's pretty hard in today's world not to have a momentary, let's just say, bout with drama.
Well, you know, Sri, I think it's important.
It's sort of like catching the flu.
Well, you know, I love how, last week we started talking about the subject. We're really expanding it this week because we've had so much feedback and, you know, lots of people talking about that, you know, hey, you guys keep talking about 2014 and that this is supposed to be such a good year. And, you know, we have some people saying yes, 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 and some people going no, no, no. And you know, this is a powerful subject because the reality is that no matter what, you're in body, or at least we think you are in the moment, or at least we're going to assume that everyone listening is in body that's calling in or writing us.
Well, what body are you in? That's really what it gets down to, because drama is a sign that your emotional body is ruling the day. You know, we have a physical body, we have an emotional body, we have a mental body, and certainly a spiritual body as well. And the truth of our experience is we get to navigate all of these shells, all of these perceptual lenses. Because if we just look at the world through the eyes of the physical body, it's a pretty primitive world. It's hot, it's cold, it's our belly's full, our belly's empty.
Well, it's the world of polarity.
Well, it is indeed, and it's the world of scarcity and fear.
Yes.
And if we just look at the world through our emotional body, no matter how sophisticated we might evolve it, it still gets down to pain and pleasure.
Well, it is true, Sri.
And it gets down to anticipation because we're conscious. This is what's wild. This is what separates us from other animals.
Now, you know, I have a song for that.
Anticipation of pain, anticipation of pleasure tends to color the present moment. And that's where we get our drama seeds.
Well, you know, we do get our drama seeds. And I have to say, the song I was thinking of, I bet some of you guys are hearing this with me, was the song, you know, anticipation is making me wait. And that's the key. It's making me wait. And a lot of people don't want to wait.
Okay. I'm going to get you an agent.
Oh, no, you're not. You're my agent, baby. And so the reason that we wanted to talk about this is that, you know, there's a lot of energies that are coming forward, that have come forward, that are blooming right now. They're rich, they're ripe, they're blooming. And I think what's so important about that is that if you are really aligned with density right now, if density is taking a toll on your day-to-day life, then yes, you're going to see, you know, one of the things we've talked about is that this is an abundant time. This is a time of manifestation. And a lot of us forget that manifestation is manifestation without any judgment about what's going to manifest. You know, the energy of manifestation will manifest what you are living. And it will also act as your own truth detector, because whatever you're manifesting right now is showing the truth of where you are. Whether or not you want to accept that truth or whether or not you agree with that truth, that's irrelevant, because it's the energy. The energy is pure. The energy says, be pure with thyself, to thine own self. Pay attention.
Well, you're talking about a spiritual principle where the universe is going to mirror back. You know, years ago.
Yeah, and we're in the moment of the Kahuna mirror.
Well, years ago, I was reading Neil Donald Walsh's Conversations with God. I think it was
that would be many years ago.
That was a while back. Anyway, but I remember what stuck with me was he said that the world is like a big photocopy machine, and it's just the copies that are falling into your life are those reflections of your intentions. And I read that and I went, well, you can do better than that. You know, that God doesn't waste paper.
And you never know what body part fell on that machine.
You know, and really what we're trying to get across here is the energy you put out must be reflected back to you.
Yes.
It's that simple.
You know, and speaking of that, if you hear that chuckling in the background, Sri and I rescue Amazon parrots, and they heard us laughing, and they are laughing. So you want to talk about the reflection back. Our parrots laugh every time we laugh.
It's wild and wonderful. And I don't know if you guys could hear him, but anyway, I paused it for a moment just to send him a little love. So the universe is indeed a giant reflection machine, and you, by virtue of your agreement with this universe, are going to receive back into your life that which you put out.
Yes.
And as we generate love and gratitude into the cosmic soup, we're going to find more opportunities to receive love and gratitude.
Well, you know, speaking of love and gratitude, first and foremost, we want to send our love and gratitude to all of you, our amazing, you know, Sri, we have, bar none, the best listeners on the planet. I mean, I love you guys so much because you're so passionate. You have life in such a beautiful perspective, and you're not afraid to be authentic. And we really honor and respect that. And I wanted to start out because last week we had a beautiful woman who called in from England and was unable to get through. She was on hold the whole time. And bless her heart, you know, she sent an email to guest@ShriandKiraRadio.com. And we really want to honor that for her.
Absolutely. You know, oftentimes in the flow of the show, people have to sit on hold for a while, and most people are able to call in toll free, but sometimes people overseas, those waiting times can add up.
Well, and she doesn't have Skype. So again, I know we've got a ton of people holding already, but we want to start with this beautiful one who's been trying to call in and has been calling us from England.
Well, here's what she says. Hello, Sri and Kira. I have been trying to fathom out how to telephone into the show for a mini soul reading, but apparently it's difficult from the UK. I'm presently doing the Violet Flame course, navigating the inner matrix, and Kat tells me I can request a mini soul reading by email. So here I am.
There she is.
Many thanks. I love your show, Joy Crystal.
And 2 double kisses. So kisses back to you, Joy Crystal.
Thank you for writing. We do appreciate it, and we honor you for reaching out in that way.
Absolutely. And we also honor you for taking the Navigating the Inner Matrix program, because that is a very powerful home study course. And, you know, for those of you that haven't checked out our home study university yet, please do. The Self-Ascension Classroom has an amazing amount of programs. And Joy, we wanted to open up with your mini soul reading today for 2 reasons. Number one, because we really respect that you've been trying to get through, and thank you for listening. And number 2, because of the show topic today. When we gaze at your field, especially when I connect with your field, and I love Joy Crystal, but when I connect at your field, my love, what I see right now is a crystal. It's like you're encased in a crystal and it's turning. And so as a crystal turns, if you hold up a crystal in the light, as you know, we get the rainbow reflections. And sometimes if we're holding up that crystal in the light gets into our eyes, and that's uncomfortable. And we actually have to close our eyes. And in your case, that's what I'm seeing. It's like your crystal has turned to the point right now where things are hitting your eyes and backing off, and hitting your eyes and backing off. And so you are totally encased by this gift, yet at the same time, you're being overwhelmed by it or overburdened. I think that's the word they're giving me. They're saying, no, you're being overburdened by it. And so they're saying, release your arms. And so I'm sitting here shaking my arms. I look like I'm almost flapping them, and wiggle, 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 and wiggle out your shoulders, wiggle out your hands, and spin gently. Even if spinning gently is just closing your eyes and feeling yourself turning. And as you turn, they're saying, see all of the facets come into one luminescent light. And they're also saying this applies to everything in your life. If you bring everything that's going on in your life right now into the center as one unit, everything smooths out and moves forward. You are the embodiment of the divine name that you've chosen, Joy Crystal, and so it is. Thank you, my love.
Beautiful. Namaste to you. You know, I want to continue to explore what we started talking about, and that is this capacity of the universe to reflect back to us that which we reflect to it.
Which is a way that we can claim abundance, but the question is always, what are you claiming an abundance of?
Well, exactly. You know, and we're not just talking about the law of attraction here.
No, far beyond it.
This is beyond that, because so many people believe that they can manipulate the universe to provide only goodies. And whatever the goodie is that you want.
Goodie is in the eye of the beholder, my love.
Absolutely. And so those goodies are, let's just say they're passionate distractions that we're trying to manifest. Oftentimes we fail to recognize that we had a contract with the universe when we took birth.
Yeah.
That some people call this karma. And to some extent, you can work with that word, that when you took birth, you came in with a certain intention, a certain contract, and a desire to clean up certain things, to resolve certain things. And those issues, once you become aware of them, can be resolved very quickly. But when we're unconscious of what these contracts or these unresolved issues are, then that's part of the message that's going out to the universe. The universe is reflecting back to us those unconscious energy provocations that we're really wanting to heal.
Yes.
That we're wanting to have in our life so that we can wake up and resolve them.
And you know, I love that you bring this up, Sri, because what it really comes down to is the energy that we carry around this. Now, you know, Sri and I are going to be offering you guys a really special gift in the second half of the show. So you want to make sure you stay with us for the whole show today. And until we get to that special gift, which is an actual technique that takes a moment to perform, let's talk about how to release that chaos. Because first and foremost, I think that all of us, you know, we just would be a broken record if we talk about watching the news or waking up to CNN or whatever other news network. But the reality of it is an energy. And at the core energy of your momentary life, of your daily existence right now, you need to ask yourself, okay? And you need to ask yourself, this has to be an honest reflection. Maybe look in a mirror, at an actual mirror, and make sure you're not lying to yourself. Am I offering to the universe in this moment frustration or sincerity? And this is a powerful, pivotal point. And we talk a lot about this extensively throughout a lot of our books. And the reality is that it doesn't matter how many classes you take. It doesn't matter how many books you read. It doesn't matter what you want. What matters is the energy that's attending to your active living principle every moment of every day.
That reminds me of a song.
Uh-oh, here it comes, here it comes.
And this is a little tongue-in-cheek, but someone once said a spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down.
Oh, no.
And the reason I say that is...
All right, tell me, because I'm shocked right now.
I know,
really?
I know.
That's the song?
That's where my mind went.
Okay, let me hear.
Is that we need to remember that this life is a gift. We need to remember that the universe desires to give us sugar, and that
sugar me, baby,
and that when we're having moments of frustration, that it's a signal to us that the energy that we're bound up in is one of judgment. It's one of unacceptance. It's a lack of gratitude. It's a coarser vibrational field that doesn't feel good.
Yeah,
and that's frustration. and it carries a lot of judgment with it.
And frustration wraps around in it lots of other things. You might say, well, gee, what I'm feeling is fear or anger. That's all frustration.
It is. And so we need that spiritual sugar. You know, when the universe...
Yes, we do.
When the universe deals us something that at first glance we can't find the gift within it, it's time to step back. It's time to do our practices. It's time to breathe and lift ourselves into a new perspective so that we're no longer provocated. We're no longer in drama.
And and there is a way that you can do that. And again, we're going to be giving you that gift in the second half of the show. And before we go any further, we have all these beautiful, I think the lines are probably almost full right now. So if you're calling and it's busy, just keep trying. But Sri, why don't we go to line number 1?
Line 1, I think it's Tonya from Washington. Did I get the name right there?
Yeah, you did. It's Tanya.
Hi, sweetheart.
Welcome,
Namaste.
Namaste to you both. It's been ages since I've spoken to you, and I thought today's topic was a topic that I really had to call in about, because with the Ides of March, I've been seeing lots of drama in my life, and just noticing all of this swirling around, and looking forward to what April is going to bring, because I've seen how density is playing lots of games with, my day-to-day life of work and what's manifesting. And at the same time, I continually give thanks, and I know that there is something else for me spiritually to be doing. And I have a feeling that there's going to be some fun coming in April. So that's why I was calling.
Well, I'm so glad you called, and it's so good to hear from you. And, the one thing I want to share with you is, as you were sharing with us right now, what I was hearing so clearly was that it's important for you to be asking yourself with real integrity, what do I like about this job? What don't I like about this job? And what else do I see myself doing with my talents and skills? And you're right, April for you, it's so funny. They're showing me for your April that you're taking your hands. I literally have my hands up in the corners of my eyes by the nose, and it's like I'm peeling off layers off my eyes. And they're saying that everything that has set the stage January, February, and March will reveal itself like a fresh shower in April and show you the seeds that are ready to bloom. And so thank you for calling, and thank you for trusting your intuition. You're right on target, my love. Many blessings.
Thank you. Many blessings to you too. Namaste.
Namaste. Sri, since the lines are so full, should we move to another caller?
Let's do it. We're going to go across the country to the great state of Maine.
The great state of Maine. All right.
Say hi to Sue.
Namaste, Sue.
Namaste. Hi, you guys.
Hey, Angel. What a gift to hear from you.
Hello.
Oh, my gosh. Hello. So good to hear your voices.
And yours. How can we serve you?
Thank you. The reason I'm calling in today is because last month was such a huge month for me with the passing of my mom that started on Mercury retrograde. And I went through such a huge amount of shifting all at once and releasing. And now I just feel like I want to go in a million different directions at once. Like everything's coming in, and I just want to be of greater service and just to allow that to come in with a smooth flow and with ease. And I was just looking for some guidance.
Well, what's funny is, as you were sharing, I first of all saw Archangel Zadkiel come in, but then I saw your mom's energy come in and literally hold Zadkiel's hand. And then they started dancing, and it was this flowy, like beautiful dance. And they started chanting, I am free, I am free, I am free. And when you said that, they looked at you and said, You simply need to know I am free. And they said to take the word free, the FREE, and assign the words to it that remind you of how free you are and of your path and journey ahead. But for you, it's all around being free. And they're also saying you can play with free in other languages. Like I'm hearing libre, you are libre. And so I'm just hearing, they're just saying free. And that the more that you can really anchor this sense of freedom, the greater the pieces will come and synergize for you. And I think we're even going to have the honor of seeing you this year in October, right? You're coming here to Guatemala.
Absolutely. I can't wait.
Woo-hoo. Yeah, and that's for the Self-Ascension Intuitive Counselor Training. And so I get, the reason I'm mentioning that is I get that that's almost like a culmination, that by the time you get here, it's like the final piece of this freedom and this time of great joy-filled momentum. So I'm so glad you called.
Thank you so much. And I miss you guys so much. Thank you.
We miss you, and we'll see you in October. Many blessings.
Many blessings.
Well, I love freedom, liberation.
Freedom.
There we go.
Oh, sorry, guys, I couldn't help it. That one was right there.
It's going to be a song.
It is.
But freedom and liberation are indeed the energy of resurrection.
In every way.
Because to resurrect is to come back into alignment with the truth of your eternal loving essence.
Well, and to release drama. And remember, beloved ones, I want you to do this right now. And then we're going to read a really powerful email that came in from a listener. And but I want you to do this. Raise your left hand right now if it's safe to do so. Okay. And I want you to look at your left hand and I want you to say frustration. Okay. Now I want you to lift your right hand, look into your right hand and say sincerity. Okay. And I want you to ask yourself, when I think about, look at, pay attention to something and anything, which hand feels heavier? Start using the energy in your own hand to tell you the truth, because oftentimes our minds don't. And remember that the truth will set you free. And so when we're honest with ourselves, we realize, because remember, beloved ones, the energy of frustration repels. So whenever you are in the energy of frustration, and you can think about all the other things that go with frustration, you're actually in a repelling energy. So even though you might think you're doing something that's positive, you're actually sending it away. That's the signal you're giving to the universe. And we're going to read you an email in a moment to help share some of this with you. And when we're in the energy of sincerity, what we're doing is we're actually attracting, we're calling forward, we're manifesting in a way that is supportive and fills us. So remember, frustration repels, sincerity attracts. Which hand carries energy without having to think about something?
And so that's a little clue as to how you might dip behind your own conscious barrier.
And that's just the first little tip we're giving you today. We're actually going to give you a wondrous little gift in the second half.
Because so often, and I think this letter we're about to share with you is an example of this. So often we get caught in a pattern.
Yeah.
And we start to believe the pattern, and then we perpetuate the pattern. So let's share this email that came in. Dear Shri and Kira, namaste. I've been inspired by your show and work for years, yet lately I've wondered what it has to do with my life. I mean, really. Before 2012, I got involved with your work and some others. There was talk of a paradigm shift and a time where the world would be transformed into a better place. I said, hallelujah, I'd like to stand in the light and be a part of it. And I even took your Avesa trainings. Afterward, there was one little catch. I found out that I wasn't in a position to start my own business. Then I had to get an $8 an hour job and pay $4 in gas. Last year I lost that job, and I live with my mentally ill sister and my father, and I honestly have no hope. None. Where's the new paradigm, huh? Things seem more dismal than I could ever even dare imagine.
And it's signed Love, Anna. And we really, first of all, Anna, thank you. Thank you for writing the email and for letting us know how you're feeling about what's going on right now. And I want you to first know you're not alone. Many people have been saying, hey, what is going on? Well, the reason we wanted to share your email specifically was because it so powerfully represents a lot of energies right now, which is the energy of frustration that repels the energy of the universe. Because, for example, you had an $8 an hour job, which you were really not happy about, but then you also were not happy about the fact that it cost you $4 in gas. So thereby, there was always an energy of frustration around the job. So of course the job went away. The universe thought it was doing you a favor. And that's the key, is that when we allow ourselves the opportunity to see the gift in every experience, we begin to start attracting to ourselves the energies that come together. When we lose hope, what we're saying is, and here can be the gift of losing hope, universe, I'm yours. That's, that's exactly where I was, my love. I lost all hope of anything in my life manifesting. I was on my knees before God. I didn't know if I wanted to live or die. I didn't know what was going to happen in my life. And I literally got on my knees and said, I'm yours. And from that moment on, from that sincere moment on, everything changed.
One of the things that happens, and that's the value of the dark night of the soul, is it brings us to our knees. It brings us to that place where we're saying, I've lost all hope.
Now, hold that thought, Tree, because what I'm hearing some of you guys say is, yeah, but I thought I already had my dark night of the soul. Why am I having another one?
Well, because you get to do it even better.
Exactly. Because obviously it wasn't dark enough. And I mean that with all due love and sincerity.
So, the universe also has something called tough love. And you've heard of that with dysfunctional children.
Because we are loved so much. See, that's the key. Because we are loved so much, the universe won't compromise on assisting us to grow. What a beautiful gift.
And so in the case of this person, I don't know what the situation is with the sister and the father and what unresolved.
It sounds like a lot.
What unresolves are there. But one thing I do know is it's up to us to find within ourselves that kernel of inspiration that trusts the universe.
Absolutely.
That little seed of light that's inside each and every one of us. We must find that and blow on it and grow that ember into a furnace. And as we begin to find that, as we write the poetry of our own soul, as we begin to just surrender all expectation that it should have been better, and forgive the universe, forgive ourselves for this spot, and say, in this moment, I trust myself. In this moment, I surrender all need to control. And in this moment, I choose joy.
Yeah.
In spite of it all, to choose joy. And those attitudes, those declarations can turn it all around.
And I know, it's so funny, Shree's sharing and I'm hearing your minds chattering. So for those of you that go, oh, I've done declarations, oh, I've done that. Okay, take a breath. And I want you to just take a moment, close your eyes if it's safe to do so, because I really want you to hear this in your heart, okay? So if it's safe to do so, close your eyes, bring your hand to your heart, and I'm offering this with all of the greatest love and sincerity that I can. You are so loved that you will always be manifesting. Now, I want you to hear that again. You are so loved that you will always be manifesting because it is who you are. You are a creative manifester. The key is, can you love yourself enough to meet the energy that the universe is offering you? And that's where it all begins. Can you love yourself enough to say, I am ready to give up all hope of a better past? All right, can you do that? I give up all hope of a better past, because when you give up all hope of a better past, you're ready to have an incredible present that creates an ever-present, abundant future. Sincerity attracts and frustration repels. Which hand is carrying the energy when you reflect? And when we bring ourselves into these life situations that can seem so big and heavy and dramatic, right? And when we get addicted to the drama, because a lot of times what happens is we start another cycle, a drama loop, a drama cycle, then what we're doing is we're living in constant frustration. And so we're repelling everything that tries to come forward to us. We're like a Tasmanian devil. Remember that cartoon?
Here's the thing. Drama is a deceiver.
Yeah.
Drama is in its energy, in its suddenness, in its chaos. It's seducing you to think things are different.
Absolutely.
And actually, it's the same old pattern beneath the waterline of consciousness that's allowing a new form of chaos, a new form of disappointment, a new form of whatever.
And before we go to our break, I want to address one last thing that was in Anna's email. And she said, hey, where's the new world? It's here. It's in your heart. It's in your energy field, and it's creating itself one awakened being at a time. More people are awakening, yet we live in the world of polarity. So what does that mean? More people are sleeping. The new experience is the experience of the self as an awakened being who can carry the energy, the gifts of the divine at all times.
Measure your life by the richness of a moment, not the collection of moments.
Oh, I love that. I love that. I love that. And as we mentioned earlier, and as we promised, when we come back from our break, we have a whole lot of show to go, and we have an extraordinary gift to give you. So stay with us. We'll be right back.
Namaste, beloved one. This is Kira Ra, and I am inviting you to take a journey of the soul in the land of the heart. Imagine your life free from chaos and filled with creative clarity. Imagine waking up each day in your private lakefront casita, greeted by brilliant sun, flowers, and birds. It is here that you will effortlessly resurrect your divine blueprint in pristine.
Welcome back. We're glad you're with us. And today we are releasing drama
and claiming abundance.
I'll tell you
Hallelujah.
what. It's a Sunday.
Woo! Yes, it is. Or it's the perfect day if you're listening to us in the archives. And remember, you can catch any of our shows anytime right here at BBS Radio and also at ShriAndKaraRadio.com, iTunes, Tuned In. There's just a whole bunch of places you can find us, and we hope you do.
Because drama is what you make of it, you know?
Now, how did you tie that into listening to our show?
Well, I'll tell you what. The one thing I've learned, and I learned this through a bunch of failed relationships, and then I figured out it worked in other levels of life too, is a relationship is like a dance that,
Yes.
you partner up and you start moving together, and either that dance flows or you don't know who's leading and who's following, and if somebody's got different music on, and it doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's like that with everything. If we surrender our need to control and instead hold on to our joy, things start to flow.
Yeah.
It is that simple.
But see,
it sounds oversimplified.
Sri, that's sincerity. When we are sincerely in that moment of open space, everything flows. And that's that attractor field, right? We open up to the field of the universe saying, oh, okay, you're ready to receive. Because it's very powerful when you pay attention to this energy. For example, we talked about how frustration repels. Well, people who are frustrated are also often people who feel like all they do is give, give, give. Thereby, it causes what? Frustration.
It can be what seems to be a very loving frustration.
Well, exactly, but it's still frustration. And see, that's the key, my angels. Are you a giver without being a receiver? Because if so, you're out of balance, and all that giving is actually leading to frustration, which is actually causing repel energy, which is actually anchoring debt consciousness and lack of abundance. Wow.
Hoo-ha.
Yeah. I
much.
mean, listen to that again if you need to.
Well, listen, we have a number of callers standing by, and so let's head on over to New Orleans.
I'd love to go to New Orleans.
We'll say hi to Odile.
Hola.
Hello.
Hi, sweetheart. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
How may we serve you?
I am, really enjoying this city that I'm living in and wondering if this is the right place for me, particularly around community and partnership. A lot of these questions have been coming up for me. I'm curious if you have any insight.
Well, I am so glad that you called, and I want you to, if it's safe for you to do so, I want you to just close your eyes and relax the best you can. And as you're doing that, what they're saying is that this is a great moment for you, meaning that there is an energy and a self-awareness that will come in from your experience where you are now. However, this is not your long-term home. This is not the place. This is a good place, and it's a great place for you to collect. It's so funny. They're saying you're going to collect information. You're going to collect contacts. You're going to collect a self-awareness. You're going to have a growth phase that will propel. And that's the word. And they're telling me to be very cautious in these words, that will propel you to the place that will really lift you, is what they're saying. And so it's a very powerful time for you. And I also want to offer you the number 4. Right now for you, things are circulating around 4s. And it's even interesting that you had called in on our line 4 today, because everything around you is 444. So pay attention to that as well, which also leads me to really sense that April is going to reveal a lot of this for you as well, along with the next 4 months, April, May, June, July. And so take advantage of this, enjoy it, love it. You don't need to change any decision-making processes. Just be aware that there's another place waiting, and this is a great place to be right now.
Mm-hmm. I've really been feeling that. Thank you. Thank you so
you're
much.
welcome. Namaste.
Namaste.
Well, so often in our lives, we visit what we need to visit.
Absolutely.
In order to either gather the energy, gather the wisdom, or gather the strength.
Absolutely.
To move to the next station, whatever that might be.
And it's when we become so rigid that we lose our flow. And so it's wonderful to realize that everything, no matter how much we love something, no matter how much we feel something, if we're too attached, we stop our flow. And that works both in love and hate. If you're attached to the hate or you're attached to the love, you've disconnected flow.
Absolutely, because you have become addicted.
You're frustrated.
The other thing I want to remind everybody is, good heavens, we're complicated.
Yeah.
Our brain,
the human condition,
the human consciousness, and evolving out of density consciousness into the ever refining realms of manifestation and manifest joy.
Yeah.
In order to do that, we need to resolve a lot of habit patterns, a lot of belief systems. And so many of these habits and these beliefs are below the waterline, I like to say. You know that story about how much of an iceberg is visible and how much is below the water?
Right.
It's the bulk is below the water.
Well, the bulk is always below the water. Oh, below the waistline, but we won't go there. All right. But why don't we go to California, Sheree? Let's do that.
All right. We have another caller
New
waiting.
New Orleans over to California to Marietta. Namaste, Marietta. Welcome.
Hi, how are you? Namaste.
Namaste. We're delighted to say hi to you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking my call because I am also in the cycle of drama and frustration. Yeah. And I thank you so much for explaining it so clearly. Even though I try to recapture my joy, I'm still in that cycle.
Yeah. Well, my love, what I'm hearing as I gaze at you is that they're smiling. It's so funny. They're putting their hands. So put your hands on your belly if you can. And I want you to pretend right now, you can close your eyes if you need to. They're saying, see yourself in golden light. Let your belly relax. So just let that beautiful belly be whatever it needs to be. And they're saying, shake it like a bowl of Jell-O and be the Buddha and be the smiling, happy Buddha. And they're saying that for you, it's about allowing your power to, and I'm sorry, this is the word they're giving me, jiggle and laugh. And so you need to allow yourself the gift of laughing and jiggling. And if you don't have, and it could be even a teeny one, if you don't have one of those cute little gold smiling big belly Buddhas, get one. Put it by your bed, get one, put it in your car, put it at work, put it wherever you can see it, and remind yourself that everything is an illusion and you are the creator. And they're saying that you will lift in a way that will surprise and delight you. And there is great momentum soon ahead. And so it is, our beautiful, smiling, jiggly Buddha girl.
Thank you.
Thank you, my angel. Namaste.
Namaste.
I love that image of the Buddha so much, I might become one.
Well, we won't go there, Sri.
Well, thank God for stretch pants.
Oh, no. But we wanted to share with you, I think we've been promising all of you that we were going to teach you something after the break, and we are. But before we go there, Sri, should we squeeze in just one more caller? We've got several more on hold.
Oh, we'll try to get to everybody, but I'll tell you what, let's all take a deep breath and smile.
Oh, I love that. Let's do that.
Because sometimes we get so busy, whether it's listening, talking, thinking,
and what does that lead us to? Frustration.
Yeah, frustration.
So nothing gets done because we're repelling the energy.
Because our mind, remember, the mind is in this kind of frictionless environment. It's just like a software loop going round and round in circles. And then whenever it triggers an emotion, which is almost always, the emotional energy creates the friction.
So
it
true.
Creates the load the charge.
Yeah.
And that's the drama cycle. That's the engine that powers the drama.
Right.
We need to laugh. We need to breathe. We need to smile. We need to step back in order to disengage from the habit.
And we need to go to Florida. And so let's go to Jacksonville, Florida, and let's welcome Emily. Namaste, Emily.
Namaste.
Welcome.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. I just see a lot of frustration in my face, and I have been self-medicating myself for years, and I'm at a point where I have cleared that to a little bit, and I'm just wondering, am I going to teach others or show my gifts through my farm or through my lyrics and music? I'm very shaky.
All right, Angel. First and foremost, I want you to just bring your hand to your heart and take a breath. And the other thing I want to share with you is that as you were talking, I saw this beautiful Mary energy come in around you, and she draped what looked like a shawl around you and said, "My beloved angel, I am always here comforting you, and you are moving forward." And then she showed me you, and I'm not surprised you mentioned the farm. She showed me you barefoot, walking outside, and she's saying, "Dance more. dance more, meaning that it's not just about physical dance, although that would serve you very well. It's also about dancing through your life, allowing things to be light. And she's saying your load must be lightened and that you must do everything every day according to what brings you the most joy rather than what brings you obligation. And that the minute you can say, I am doing this because it serves me, you will find a release of the frustration and the support that is there for you. And she's saying that the way to find this is to keep dancing and start loving more, beginning with you. You are divinely guided, you are deeply loved, and you are supported. You just need to dance. And so, my love, dance, dance, dance. It's your time. And it's a combination of things, honey. It's both the farm and the song. So don't let either one go. Find the balance of the dance, and you will find the partner to dance with. And so it is.
Yes, thank you so much. Love you guys.
Thank you, my angel. We love you too. Namaste. Well, let's squeeze in one more caller before we share this experience, and then we'll try to get back to more.
Absolutely. And so we're going to, I'm not sure what state we're heading to, but it starts with an M, and we're going to say hi to Jess.
Namaste, Jess. Hi, Jess. Are you there?
Line 4 dropped off. Okay.
Okay. Well, then let's teach our practice, Sri.
Okay. And then we'll get back to callers after that.
We sure will.
So I want each and every one of you to remember something, and that is you are sovereign. You have the capacity to choose and to change.
Woo, choose and change. I love that.
And that capacity begins in the smallest, most subtle of ways, and it grows. We have to start it's like any project. You start with the baby steps. You start through intention, then taking action.
Absolutely. And beloved ones, you may be saying to yourself, okay, Sri and Kira, I get it. I get the frustration versus sincerity. I've energized my hands. I get that. I can be honest with myself about what is the prevalent energy. Is it frustration or sincerity? But the honesty is, how do I get out of frustration, right? How do I interrupt the loop? Because that's the key. Once you can be aware that you're in frustration, that's huge. And that's such a gift, to be honest with yourself. But then how do you interrupt the cycle? So we're going to give you something that just takes a moment. And here it is. It's called the Ave Sa breath. Now, Sri and I, as you all know, teach Ave Sa, and Ave Sa is an ancient practice of being one with the divine, of calling that divinity into you. And if you think about the word, it's actually the word Ave, and a lot of you probably know the Ave Sa or the Ave Maria, right? Hail. So Ave is a beautiful hail. It's a call to the universe. It's just an instant way of saying, beloved universe, I am yours. And the Sa is the breath of the infinite.
And so if you exhale with that deep, full flow, like a bellyful sigh, Sa, that's the letting go energy that allows the universe to enter. Now we're going to back up. We're going to go through this.
And we're going to put those two together. So if it's safe to do so, go ahead and take your hand and find your heartbeat. So you might have to, hold that pulse point on your neck, or just put it right over your heart, or take your two fingers and put them in your ear, but then you won't hear us real well. But the key is we want you to connect with your actual heartbeat. However you can, try to connect with your heartbeat. And as you connect with that heartbeat, send gratitude in. Thank you, beloved heart, for beating. That beautiful heart of yours was beating while you were still in the womb. It came with all of the wisdom and the love and the seeds of the universe. And so begin to connect with your heart. Connect with your heart and hear that glub, the heartbeat, and begin to hear that as Ave, Ave, Ave. Begin to hear your heart as the constant connection to the divine, the constant connection to the universe. Every time your heart gives a beat, a dump, dump, a blub, blub, it's saying Ave, Ave. So as you connect with that, now just relax. Okay, I've connected with my heart. I get that. And now just think about your breath.
And so the breath, if we think and recognize the Ave, the recognition that we are the divine life, and on the exhale, Sa, that hollow reed, that flute that Spirit plays.
So when you put the two together, you would inhale. So you inhale Ave. So you're inhaling Ave, exhale Sa. Let's do that again, guys. Inhale Ave, Sa. And do you notice the calm, the peace? It will snap you out of frustration in a second.
Remember, the Ave is respect. It's the recognition that the divine is seated in your life. The divine lives life through you. Connect with your heartbeat. Ave, Ave. And the Sa is the surrender to the divine.
Yes.
It's the release of agenda.
Yes.
And the surrender into the flow of the infinite moment.
So let's say that you're frustrated and you're sitting there and you're ruminating and everything's happening and you're saying, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, I'm just so frustrated. I can't get out of this loop. Train yourself. Train yourself. Just take a moment. And one way you can train yourself is just put your hand on your heart, right? Put your hand on your heart. That means, oh yeah, I'm connecting with my heart. My heart is the Ave. Breathe in. Sa. And maybe do that 2 or 3 times and then go into the energy of sincerity for the gift of the lesson that's before you. And here's the key, without having to understand it in this moment. You know, a lot of times we don't understand the gift of the universe until we're ready to say goodbye, right? Until we're ready to walk away from that. So the key is to always recognize, yes, this is a gift. I may not understand why or how it's a gift, but I understand it's a gift, because that will shift you into sincerity and start sending the energy of the attraction to the universe rather than the energy of repel.
You know, sincerity is the energy that says, guide me.
Yes.
That says, I'm willing to accept guidance, as opposed to feel that I have to figure it out, control it, or slap things into place.
Okay, so I have to, again, share, if you don't know it already, and write this down if you can, the 4 simple lines, mantra of self-ascension. I am here. I am ready. I am open. Guide me. I am here. I am ready. I am open. Guide me. And so that's the gift. The gift is that you have the opportunity at all times to take a deep Ave Sa breath and to be able to say the mantra of self-ascension. And Shri, because we're running out of time, let's try and grab another caller if we can.
We have time to say hi to Jess on line 3.
Namaste, Jess. Welcome.
Welcome. Hi.
Hi, sweetheart.
Can you hear me okay?
We can hear you okay, and we're squeezing you in the last few minutes. How can we serve you?
Thank you. I was calling in to ask about or get some more insight into where I am right now. I'm looking at opening my practice officially in April. Everything is rolling forward. I'm leaving my position at a job in May. I'm going on trust and a lot of guidance, but just looking for a little more insight on what April and May have coming in and into the summer.
Well, the words I keep hearing around you are, and they're unusual, I don't normally hear this, I'm hearing strategic planning, which means move forward and have a plan and stick with it. So take the time now in this beautiful month of manifestation to really get clear on your plan and try to make it as detailed as you can and let it be fun. When you put this plan together, try not to hold back on any of your dreams and visions. Just bring it all out and put it into form, and then put it together. Okay, this step, that step. I like this. I'm going to do this. I see this. I see that. And they're saying, even if you have to write some of it in crayon, use colors. But for you, it's all about this strategic planning. And they're saying, as long as you put your soul, your vision, and your attention into the strategic planning, the rest is assured. And so the rest is assured, my love. Just give yourself during this month the time and attention that your practice deserves, and you'll be delighted with the outcome.
Wow. Thank you.
It is a wow. And release all that frustration.
Wow.
Namaste, Angel.
Thank you. Namaste.
Namaste. You know, Kara, reminds me that the spiritual principles and sometimes the business principles have their overlap.
Well, that's why we have spiritual business.
Absolutely.
What a concept.
Absolutely. And, you know, in order to start anything, we need to know what do we have to give and who is ready to receive it.
Because the universe is paying attention. See, we think that we're just doing this for this densified world, but we're not. The universe pays attention.
And so go where you're needed, give what you have to give, and expect to receive back that which is appropriate in form of energy return.
And if you frustrated, take a deep Ave Sa breath and let it go. And if you can, say the mantra of self-ascension. Find that sincere spot.
You know, each and every one of us is at choice, and our action arena is the present moment. So often we deceive ourselves by saying, well, when conditions are better, then I'll ... You know, if only he changed, then I'll ... Or if I get a good job, then I'll ... The way it works is you build on the true energy, the energy of joy, the energy of your authentic service, your love, your surrender. You bring that energy forward and then let the universe arrange around it.
And as you move forward in your life, beloved ones, you always have the choice, sincerity or frustration. It's your choice. It's your life. And every experience is the gift it's meant to be. And in this moment, we want to say you are the gift, and we love you dearly. Thank you for tuning in with us each week here at Shri and Kira Live. Remember, you can send us your questions, comments, and concerns to guest@shriandkiraradio.com. And we are glad that you join us each week right here at BBS.
We look forward to seeing you next week at the same time. And until then, big breath in. So, all is truly well.
You know it is. Thank you for joining us at Shri and Kira Live. To have your questions answered, send us an email to guest@shriandkiraradio.com and check out more information at shriandkira.com. See you next week. Namaste.